for all the rice in China.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Is there much rice in China?
Terrific. Haven't you read The Good Earth?
Oh.
Oh, well, I guess I better get going.
Is it very late?
Oh, very. I don't want to go.
I don't want you to.
Oh, all right. I won't. So, when do you take your vacation?
Last 2 weeks in August.
Oh, I might take mine then too.
Really?
Say, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I hadn't thought much about it.
Going away, you think?
I might not. I like the city in the summertime.
Oh, I do too.
Really? But you always go up to Maine, don't you?
Oh, yes. but I would love the city in summertime if you know what I mean, Alice. I'd love it if you were here.
Well, I'd like it if you were here, Tony.
Well, you know what you're saying then, don't you?
What?
That you'd rather spend the summer with me than anybody else?
Was I?
Well, if it's true about the summer, how would you feel about the winter?
Yes, I'd like that too.
Well, then there's spring and autumn. If you could see your way clear of those, Miss Sycamore?
I might.
Well then, I guess that's the whole year. We haven't forgotten anything, have we?
No.
Well then.
Is that you, Alice? What time is it? Oh, excuse me. Hello, Mr. Kirby. I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
Oh, that's quite all right, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, I just came down here to look for a manuscript.
No, Mother.
Go right ahead. Let's see. Here it is. Sex takes a holiday. Well, good night, Tony.
Oh, good night, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, you can call me Benny. At least, I hope so. Don't you think, Alice?
What was that?
It's all right, Tony. That's Father.
Oh, this time of night?
Any time of night. Any time of day.
You know something?
What?
You're more beautiful, more lovely, more adorable than anyone I've met on the earth.
Don't, Tony.
What? Oh, just because of your mother? Well, everybody's got a mother, Alice. And, well, Penny, she's a sweetheart. You see? You've been calling her Penny.
I don't mean that. Look, this is something I should have said a long time ago, but I didn't have the courage to. I let myself be swept away because I loved you so.
Darling.
No, Tony. I want to make it clear to you. You're of a different world. A whole different kind of people. Oh, I don't mean money or socially. That's too silly. But your family and mine? It just wouldn't work. Just wouldn't work.
All right. Have it your way. She can't dance. That's why they paid her all that money, because she can't dance.
Well, I don't call it dancing what she does. Oh, hello. How was the ballet?
Oh, wonderful.
Hello there.
It was fine, Essie.
Hello.
So, Ed and I were walking and we saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Tell me, Mr. Kirby, do you think she can dance?
Well, why, yes. I always thought so.
Oh, what does she do? Anyhow, now look, Mr. Kirby, say you're Fred Astaire and I'm Ginger Rogers. I'm only borrowing him for a moment. Now look, Mr.
Essie,
Kirby.
you're just as good as Ginger Rogers. We all agree?
See, Ed?
Yeah, come on, my little love dream. We're buttoning hair.
But they've been together all evening. Well, good night, Mr. Kirby. Good night, Alice.
Oh, good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Good night, y'all. Essie, Sugar Bunny, did you ask Grandpa yet about us having that baby?
Yeah. He said go right ahead.
Come on then.
You see, Tony, that's what it would be like.
I don't mind that, Alice. And anyway, we're not going to live with your family. It'll just be you and I.
No, it isn't. It's never quite that. I love them, Tony. I love them deeply. Some people could break away, but I couldn't. I know they do rather strange things, but they're gay and they're fun, and I don't know. There's a kind of nobility about them.
Alice, you act as though only you can understand them. That's not true. Everybody's family has this curious little quirks. What of it? My father, he raises orchids at $10,000 a bulb. Is that sensible? And my mother, well, she believes in spiritualism. That's just as bad as your mother writing those plays, isn't it?
It goes deeper, Tony. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable. And your father, well, he raises orchids because he can afford to. My mother writes plays because 8 years ago, a typewriter was delivered here by mistake.
Darling, what of it?
And look at Grandpa. 35 years ago, he just quit business one day. He started up to his office in the elevator and came right down again. He said it took too much time. So for 35 years, he collected snakes, gone to circuses and commencements. It never occurs to any of them.
Good evening, children.
Oh, hello, Mr. Vanderhoff.
How's the weather? Looks like a pretty nice summer evening.
Yes, it's a lovely evening, Grandpa.
Well, I'm off. Goodbye, Mr. Kirby. I have a date with the policeman on the corner.
A policeman?
Yeah, standing date, 12:30 every night. I've known him since he was a little boy. He's really a doctor. But after he graduated, he came to me and he said he didn't want to be a doctor. He always wanted to be a policeman. So I said, you go right ahead and be a policeman if that's what you want to be. And that's what he did. How do you like my new hat?
Oh, very nice, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Yeah, I like it. The government gave it to me.
Oh, I didn't know you folks was in here.
It's all right, Donald.
Reed was kind of fancy some candy, and I was just... Oh, you folks don't want it, do you?
No, Donald.
Oh. You guys have a lovely evening tonight?
Yes, Donald.
Oh. Was the dinner nice?
Yes, Donald.
Was the ballet nice?
Yes, Donald.
That's nice. Oh.
Now do you see what I mean? Could you explain Donald to your father? Could you explain Grandpa? You couldn't, Tony, you couldn't. I love you, Tony, but I love them too. And it's no use, Tony.
You know, the only thing that you said that matters, that makes any sense at all, is that you love me.
But Tony, I know so well.
Darling, you can't think we're the only ones that have this problem. I mean, everybody's got a family.
But not like mine.
But that doesn't stop people who love each other, darling. Darling, won't you trust me? And just go on loving me and forget about everything else.
But Tony, I know so well.
But that doesn't stop people who love each other. You know that, right? I mean, you must know it. And they want you to be happy, don't they? They must.
Of course they do. But they can't change. I wouldn't want them to change.
They won't have to change. They're charming and lovable people, just as they are. I think you're worried about something that may never come up.
Oh, Tony, am I?
Look, The important thing right now is that we love each other. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then,
Tony!
now, I'd like to see a little gaiety around here. Young gentlemen calling and getting engaged and everything.
Oh, Tony, what do I say?
Well, first, you thank the young man for getting engaged to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby, for getting engaged to me.
Then, you tell him what it first was about him that took your girlish heart.
The back of your head.
Huh?
Uh-huh. It wasn't your money or your charm. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
What happened when I turned around?
Oh, I got used to it after a while.
Oh, Alice, think of it. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
I know that I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
I'm not exactly lucky myself. Oh dear. Oh, well, I guess I... Good night, darling. Until tomorrow night?
Good night.
Why don't you meet me in the drugstore tomorrow morning before you go up to the office? I'll have a million things to say to you then.
All right.
Well, it's a good thing we work in the same office, right? And
Yes.
thank goodness I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Dear Miss Sycamore, I love you. I love you. And I love you.
Darling, you're such a fool.
Why don't you meet me in the store tomorrow, right?
All right.
And then lunch after that, and then dinner.
Oh, Tony, what will people say?
Oh, well, it's got to come out sometime. As a matter of fact, if you know of a good housetop, I'd like to do a little shouting.
We certainly did a good night's work, Mr. DePina.
That's what? 500 Black Panthers, 300 willow trees, and 8 dozen junior kitty bombers.
Pretty good. Oh, hello, Alice. You just come in.
No, Father, I've been here quite a while.
Have a nice evening.
I had a beautiful evening, Father.
Say, Alice, take a look at this new red fire we just made. Mr. DePina, will you turn off the lights? I want Alice to get the full effect.
What, Father?
Take a look at this new red fire, Alice. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yes. Oh, Father, everything's beautiful. It's the most beautiful red fire in the world.
All right, I said to him, you can take your old job.
I'm ready to review the new play, Miss Wellington, anytime you are.
Just a minute, dearie, just a minute.
The only thing, Miss Wellington, and I hope you don't mind, is that I hope you don't drink while you're acting. I'm just asking, of course.
I'm glad you brought it up. Once a play opens, I never touch a drop. The minute I enter a stage door, the bottle gets put away. Until intermission.
Huh?
You've been on the stage a long time, Miss Willington?
All my life, I've done everything. Ever see Peg of My Heart?
Yes.
I saw it too! Good show! My, hot night, ain't it?
You want me to open the window, Miss Wellington?
No, the hell with the weather. Say, he's cute.
Reba, she just acting, that's all. She don't mean anything.
Well, I'm ready to read you the new play, Miss Wellington, in my room anytime.
All right, dearie, I'm ready. The minute I see snakes, it's time to lay down.
What goes so real, Miss Wellington? Miss Wellington? Miss Wellington?
Oh, she's out like a light.
Oh, I hope she's going to be all right.
Better let her sleep it off.
Reba, Miss Wellington just passed out.
She'll be fine. I just wouldn't cast her in the religious play.
Well, I suppose I'll have to wait.
Well, but next time you meet an actress on the top of a bus, Penny, I think you should send her the play instead of bringing her home to read it.
Ed, what are you doing? I need you to be ready to play for me when calling card comes. You need to go deliver that candy.
All right. Calling card coming tonight?
Yes, tomorrow night's his night, but I had to change on account of Alice.
Oh, big doings going on here tomorrow night, huh?
You know, I'm so nervous. You think it was me who was engaged rather than Alice?
I wonder what they'll be like, his mother and his father. Ed, what are you doing?
Penny, did you see the new mask that I made last night? Guess who it is?
Who is it? Helen of Troy?
It's Mrs. Roosevelt.
You know the great thing about these mechano sets is you can make so many different things with them. Last week it was the Empire State Building.
What is it this week?
Queen Mary.
It hasn't got the right hat on.
Look, Mr. DePina, would you open the door and see if there's a man standing outside the front of the house?
Why? What for?
Well, the last 2 days that I've been out delivering that candy, I think a man's been following me.
Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me, and he stands there, and he watches the house.
Really? I'll take a look and see.
Well, I don't know what anybody would want to follow you for, Ed.
Well, there's a lot of kidnappings going on, Grandpa.
Yes, but not of Ed.
Ooh, well, did you see him?
Well, there's nobody out there at all.
You sure?
Positive. I just saw him walk away.
Oh, you see?
Ed, hurry up and go deliver the candy.
Oh, all right.
Want to go down now, Mr. Sycamore? Finish packing up the fireworks?
Yeah, sure. We got a lot of stuff to bring up to Mount Vernon next week.
Mother, may I borrow some paper? I'm making a list out for Reba tomorrow night.
Yes, dear. What? Oh, dear. Oh.
What's happening with your actress friend? Is she giving a performance?
Oh, no, she's not acting, Alice. She's really drunk.
Elsie, dear, are you going to have the kitchen ready for Reba all day tomorrow? Because she'll need it.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I've already started on some love tunes, so I'll be way ahead.
Thanks, dear. Look, Mother, I'm coming home tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Will you have everything down in the cellar by that time? The typewriter, the snakes, the xylophone, the printing press.
And Miss Wellington.
And Miss Wellington. That'll give me time to arrange the table and fix the flowers.
Of course, dear.
The Kirby's are certainly going to get the wrong impression of this house.
You'll do all that, won't you, Mother?
Yes, of course.
And I think we better have cocktails ready tomorrow by 7:15, in case they happen to come early. And I wonder if I ought to let Reba cook the dinner tomorrow. What do you think, Grandpa?
Now, Alice, from what I've seen of the boy, the Kirby's are very nice people, and if things aren't so elaborate tomorrow night, it's okay too.
Oh, darling, I'm not trying to impress them or pretend we're anything that we aren't. I just want everything to go off well.
No reason why it shouldn't, Alice.
Oh, we're going to make sure that everything is going to be okay and that we're going to have a nice party.
Oh, my darlings, I love you. You're the most wonderful family in the world, and I'm the happiest girl in the world. Why, I didn't know anyone could be so happy. Why, this past week has been like floating. He's so wonderful, Grandpa. Why, just seeing him, you don't know what he does to me.
Just seeing him till 4 o'clock in the morning for lunch and dinner, and at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're in the office again, and there he is. Just seeing him, huh?
I don't care. I'm in love. Reba! Reba!
Nice, isn't it? Nice to see her so happy.
Oh, yes. I remember when I was engaged to Paul, how happy I was. And you know what? I still feel that way.
I know, and it's nice to see how Ed and Essie get along so well, too, huh?
And Donald and Reba, even though they're not married. Do you think Mr. DePina will ever get married, Grandpa?
There's always Miss Wellington.
Oh dear, I hope she wakes up if we're going to meet a play tonight.
Mr. Sycamore, look what I found.
Oh.
Remember?
Yes, that was the painting of you as the discus thrower. Oh, look, Grandpa.
I remember. Say, you're getting a little bald now, aren't you, Mr. DePina?
Is it very noticeable? There's still some right here.
Well, that was about 8 years ago, and I stopped painting.
And it was a good thing, too, because I was going to have to be the one to strip next.
Oh, I hope she's going to be all right.
My goodness. Who would have thought that the day I came to deliver the ice, I was going to stay here for 8 years?
Well, the milkman was here for 5, just before you.
Say, why did he leave anyhow? I forgot.
He didn't leave, he died.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. He was really a wonderful person. Remember the funeral, Grandpa? We didn't know his name, and it was a good thing, too, because, you know, he didn't get a certificate.
What name did we finally make up for him?
Martin Vanderhoff. We gave him your name.
Well, yes, I remember.
Yes, and it was a lovely thought, because otherwise, he never would have gotten those flowers.
Certainly was, and it didn't hurt me any either. Wasn't bothered by mail anymore, and I haven't received a telephone call from that day till this.
Yes, it was really a wonderful idea.
I wish you'd finish that sometime, Mr. Sycamore. I'd kind of like to have it.
You know what? I think I'll work on it right tonight.
Say, will you?
Oh, yes, I think she's going to be all right. Oh, Mr. DePina, why don't you go down to the cellar and put on your costume? And get the easel. Is it still down there?
I think so.
Now, where did I put my palette and brushes?
Ah, my little Rebishka!
Yes, Mr. Collins. Ha!
Hey, Klinkoff!
Grandpa, what do you think? I keep telling Rebishka she would make a great toe dance. Oh, but she laughs only.
No, sir, I couldn't be a toe dancer, Mr. Kollenkoff. I got corns!
Rebishka, you prepare diamonds. A great girl, Grandpa. What is that?
That's a picture of Mr. DePina. Penny painted it.
It stinks.
I know. How do you like that?
What is that?
She's an actress. Friend of Penny's.
She is drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. How are you, Klinkoff?
Magnificent. Life is chasing around inside of me like a squirrel.
Tears, huh? How's things in Russia? Any more letters from your friend in Moscow?
I have just heard from him. I have saved for you the stamp.
Oh, thanks, Klinkoff.
They have sent him to Siberia.
Oh, how does he like it?
He has escaped. He has escaped and come back to Moscow. He will get them yet if they do not get him. Soviet government. I could take the whole Soviet government and...
Oh, sorry I'm late, Mr. Kollenkoff. I'll get to my dancing clothes right away.
You will really work tonight, Pavlova. Tonight we take something new.
Is he making any progress, Klinkoff?
Confidentially, she stinks.
Well, so long as you're having fun.
You sure did tickle me with Mr. Colin Cobb. She laughing her head up out there.
She is a great woman, Donald. Donald, what do you think of the Soviet government?
The what, Mr. Colin Cobb?
What do you think of this government?
Oh, I like it just fine. I'm on relief, you know.
Oh, yes, and you like it.
Yes, sir, I like it. Only thing is, I gotta go around to the place every week just to go get it. And sometimes I gotta wait in that line half near an hour. The government ought to be run better than that. Don't you think, Grandpa?
Well, the government ought to stop sending me letters. They want me down at the United States Marshal's office. 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. How do you like that?
Income tax. They have got to, Grandpa.
Yeah, they want me to pay a lot of money so as to keep Donald here on relief.
You don't say, Grandpa. You mean you're gonna pay it from now on?
That's what they want.
You mean I can come right up in here instead of standing in that line?
No, Donald, you're going to have to waste one full half hour of your precious time every week.
Well, I don't like it. It breaks up my week.
He should have been in Russia when the revolution came. He would have stood in line then. The bread line. Oh, Grandpa, what they have done to Russia. Think of it. The Grand Duchess Olga Katrina, a cousin of the Tsar. She is a waitress in Child's restaurant. I ordered baked beans from her only yesterday. It broke my heart. Crazy world, Grandpa.
You know, the world's not so crazy, Klenkov. It's the people in it. Life is really pretty simple if you just relax.
How can you relax at times like these?
If people would relax, there wouldn't be times like these. That's just my point. But people forget that. You know, I did. I used to be right in the thick of it. Fighting, scratching, clawing, a regular jungle. And then it suddenly struck me. I wasn't having any fun.
So you did what?
I just relaxed. That was 35 years ago, and I've been a happy man ever since.
Good evening, Mr. Kolenkoff.
Ah, Miss Alice, I have not seen you yet to present my congratulations.
Thank you.
May you be very happy and have many children. That is my prayer for you.
That's quite a thought.
Ah, love. Love is all that is left in the world, Grandpa.
Yes, but there's plenty of that.
And soon, Stalin will take that away too. I tell you, Grandpa, the Politburo has its arms on the people.
Nice to get into my art things again.
Yes, indeed.
You are a breath of Paris, Madame Sycamore.
Why, thank you, Mr. Kolenkov.
I didn't know you were working for the WPA.
Oh, no, Donald. You see, I used to paint all the time.
It happened again! There was a fella following me everywhere I went!
Nonsense, Ed. It's just your imagination.
No, it isn't. It happens every time I go out to deliver candy.
Well, maybe he wants a piece of candy.
It's all right for you to laugh, Grandpa, but he keeps following me.
You do not know what following is. In Russia, everyone is followed. I was followed right out of Russia.
Of course. You see, Ed, it's just imagination.
Well, maybe.
Ah, here we are. Put it here, Mr. DePina.
Yet, for tonight's lesson, we use the first movement of Scheherazade.
All righty.
Has something happened to your figure, Mr. DePina, in the last 8 years?
I don't think it's any different.
Oh.
Colin Cough. I couldn't find my slippers.
We have a hot night for it, Pavlova. The great art is only achieved through perspiration.
Why, that's wonderful. Did you hear that, Grandpa? Art is achieved only through perspiration.
Yes! Helps if you have a little talent to go with it.
Now tonight, Essie, we try something new. I know you have the ballet inside you. You must release it and be free with your body. Eddie, are you ready with the first movement of Scheherazade? You remember?
Yes.
Good. You are ready. We begin. Now, pirouette. Pirouette. Come, you can do that. It's been 8 years. Finally. Now, accrochage.